A campaign is ramping up in eastern Manitoba to save a piece of the past from demolition.
A grain elevator in Tyndall, about 50 kilometers northeast of Winnipeg, has been standing for more than 70 years, but may soon be reduced to rubble. People, though, are rallying to save it, but they're running out of time. CTV's Josh Crabb is in the studio with more on this story.
Josh, what makes this elevator so unique?
It's still in original operating condition, which means it didn't undergo some of the same upgrades many elevators went through in the 1980s. It's also unique in that many other elevators in this area have been torn down, and the group spearheading a campaign to save the structure doesn't want it to suffer the same fate. Matt Bialik slides open a door to the past. Built in the 1940s, the Tyndall elevator once served as a hub for local farmers to store and transport their grain.
So you're literally walking into a time capsule with this structure.
Larger, more advanced elevators have now taken the place of these prairie sentinels, and many of the old wooden structures have been torn down. Bialik's family bought the Tyndall elevator in 1971, which is now slated for demolition, unless he can convince the town or local RM to help preserve a piece of the past.
This is one of the last wooden grain elevators in original operating condition, so I wanted to preserve it in any way, shape, or form that we could.
Bialik says his family is willing to refurbish the elevator and donate it and the land it sits on to the RM of Brokenhead, as well as $30,000 they were going to put towards tearing it down. The other option is moving the elevator to the Pioneer Village Museum in nearby Beausejour. But at $300,000 for the move, that's the much pricier and less likely option of the two. The Reeve for the local municipality says he'd like to see the elevator moved to the museum in Beausejour. He says the RM of Brokenhead wants to support the project, but won't be doing so using taxpayer dollars.
We know we have the RM already. They're behind the move as long as there's no taxpayer dollars involved. What we want to do is move the town council to the point that they see it as a good thing for Beausejour and the good thing for the museum.
But Beausejour's mayor says he's concerned about insurance and long-term maintenance costs.
It's going to be a tough row to hoe.
Leaving the future of the Tyndall elevator in a state of limbo. With demolition planned in about a year, time is ticking.
If we don't have a plan in place, unfortunately, what we see here will be gone and gone for good.
Bialik says his family can't maintain the structure alone. He says if the RM supports keeping the elevator in Tyndall on its original site, no taxpayer dollars will be required up front. But like the mayor of Beausejour, the Reeve for the RM of Brokenhead is also concerned about how much it will cost to maintain the structure in the future. Bialik says maintenance costs would be minimal.
Josh, you mentioned this is one of the last in original working condition. How many grain elevators then are there in the province?
Gordon, in the 1950s, there were more than 700 grain elevators in Manitoba, but now there are only about 85 working ones remaining in the province.
All right. Thanks a lot, Josh.